All right, Jesse on Fire, welcome back to the channel. So we have a multifaceted video for you guys today. I've got a lot of stuff to talk about. We're going to talk about this shocking new video that was released. Well, at least it's new to me. I had never seen it. But a shocking video of Schaub getting in a violent altercation with someone that works for him in his studio, which led supposedly to a neck injury, a serious enough neck injury that this guy requires surgery. And Schaub is refusing to pay. At least that is the story that I've heard, but there are videos of all of it. So we're going to watch those together. And then we're going to talk about Jon Jones, supposedly being the biggest draw in the UFC, according to a couple polls I saw, which seems, I don't know what you'd measure that. But anyway, we'll talk about that. And then we're going to talk about Canelo, Alvarez, and Ryan Garcia. It's going to be a long video. Lots of stuff. Now, if you like the content, subscribe and ring the bell. Jesse, can you tell me something? I've seen in the comments a lot of people are saying, like, I like your channel, but stop talking about Schaub. Like, why don't you listen? Huh? Why don't you listen? I will pose a question to you, my friend. What is my incentive structure? What am I incentivized by? Well, if you keep talking about Schaub, it must be to kiss the ass of psychos or just pieces of shit. No. Well, I don't know, then I don't know, just be an idiot? Nope, not be an idiot. Maybe just tell me. Oh, it's views. It's views. Views is the answer you were looking for. That's my incentive. And if you look at the views, every time I talk about Schaub, it gets twice as many views. And so that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to take a bunch of other topics that I really want to talk about, and I'll put them behind the Schaub thing, because initially, look at free YouTube advice, guys. If you don't get people to click on the video, then no one will watch the video, no matter how good it is. I could be like, I could make the best video on earth, and if the title is like, Sean O'Malley considers cooking class, no one will ever see it, even if it's the funniest video ever, you know? So it's one of those things. But also, this is going to be fun because it's a thought experiment that you guys are going to interact with, because I was shown an incident, okay? Now, fair warning, actually, let me just give you the context. So I asked someone whose opinion I respect immensely. Okay, I was like, so I know where you stand on Schaub, and I'm curious to understand, like, why do you see him that way? I'm just curious, honestly. I'm not like, this is a guy who's my buddy. I'm not trying to argue with him. I'm just like, I'm honestly curious. Like, what has he done where you could say a thing like he's a bad person? You just said he's a bad person. So like, can you like just an example? I'm being, like I'm one of those people who can like actually talk with people. I don't need to yell at you. I can have my mind changed. I have my mind changed all the time. I mean, you're not going to change my mind about my boy Free Kane, though. But I get my mind changed all the time. So I was seriously asking. I'm telling you, respect this person's opinion immensely. And so this person, who also knows me and knows I'm really fucking smart, is thinking to himself, oh, what's the best example I can give him? Something provable. And so what he came back with was Schaub recently injured his staff, a guy on his staff who now needs neck surgery, and Schaub is not going to pay for the neck surgery. And I was like, interesting. He's paying for, like, I heard he paid for like someone else's kid's surgery. That just doesn't seem to line up. Like, what evidence do you have? He's like, dude, it's on video. What's on video? The incident and them talking about it. All right, let's look. And so I looked, okay? I also looked at the subreddit, okay? And when I tell you that there is universal acceptance of this story on the Reddit, I'm telling you that that is the case. And thus, if you're a member of this community and you think that these videos that I'm going to show are a headshot showing Brendan's terrible character, that he's a bad guy, in the comments, just state your case. Just say, yes, I do think that this shows Schaub is a bad person. And on the flip side, let's say hypothetically that you watch these videos and you don't see it that way. Like you see something a little bit different. You also put it in the comments. Just tell me what your view of this was. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to show you the videos, and then you guys can talk about it in the comments, you know? So let's start. I haven't made an opinion. No one should be yelling at me. I haven't said what my opinion is. No one should be mad at me. I'm just going to show you two videos. You guys can discuss. Oh, but by the way, for sure, the Reddit group people are going to be all thumbs down, and I just baited them to do it. So all my actual fans and viewers, if you could go ahead and like, consider it a competition. I know you can't see the dislikes. Trust me, there's a lot of them. So consider it a competition. Support on the like side. Thank you, guys. Now let's go. All right, so let's look at this. First, we're going to look at the actual incident, the fight, where this injury, according to Reddit, was sustained. Ready? Boom.
Shit, get him out! Shit! I'm not going anywhere.
All right, there it is. That was it. That was it. So the guy that he had in a standing guillotine for a second, kind of, and then, shook him off. That's the injured party. Okay, so that's him. His name's Chin. So he's injured from that. Let's watch it one more time just to make sure you don't miss anything, because you might have thought there was certainly going to be more to the video than that if it caused a neck surgery, since it lasted like 1 second and all Schaub was doing was defending a single leg takedown like anyone who knows anything about grappling would have done. And the other guy was kind of like laughing and unhurt afterwards, which, if anyone knows anything about neck injuries, that's not how that goes. If you injure your neck, then you know it's injured very quickly. Coming from someone who recently fell on their head and injured their neck and was out of commission for multiple months. Couldn't feel hot or cold down my entire, all the way down my scalp. Couldn't feel, you could melt ice on my back and I wouldn't know it's there. So, one more time. Boom.
Shit, get him out! Shit! I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah. So the main notable part about that I see, I'm just going to say, like, just me personally, is I look at him after he let him go, and he didn't look hurt to me. He just turned around and ran back in for more. I'm just saying. Now let's watch the second part, which is the second part of the smoking gun that shows that Schaub is a bad actor. He's a bad person. Ready? Boom.
I feel like you could do a 5K, Chin.
Once I get surgery, I'll do all of that stuff.
Oh, do you think you have to have surgery now?
Most likely, yeah.
You have to have the
Are you going
Aljamain
to have to
surgery?
get surgery?
I'm talking to him, even my dad and my brother's friends, and yeah, most likely I have to.
Is it bothering you right now? You seem all right.
I got the cortisone shot, so it's helping a little bit, but I'm taking pain medicine all the time, so I can't,
What kind of pain medicine, Daddy?
Did you
Legal
go to
ones.
a doctor who said you need surgery?
Well,
all my doctors.
yeah,
they
well,
all
I
said
assume it's legal, dude. But
I mean, like over the
They said
counter, Advil and Tylenol.
you take it.
that don't count.
Yeah, don't
And
count.
you're
I know.
not
I know what
taking
you
stuff
want.
we like.
I know what you want. I know what I want.
And you
but,
popped your neck. You popped the disc, or one or two.
No, so it's I don't know. Remember the bones, whatever. They're
Yeah,
just
like teeth or
degrading, and it's
whatever, who
pushing
cares?
down on the disc. So the
Oh,
disc is hitting my nerve.
pinching the disc on the nerve?
Yeah.
And it all happened right
I wonder how
away.
the fuck that
This
yeah,
could have
right?
added to it, but I mean, it's also me doing.
But it was
This could have
right?
added to it, but I mean, it's also me doing.
But it
stuff.
was messed up before the
Well,
Short
why?
Kings
Because
took
you
you
got
down.
up totally cold that you never work out and decided to have a wrestling match with two
Ray's
people.
right on this. Remember when I blew my hammies out? But also, you're not wearing the neck brace anymore, Chin.
At home, I do. It's not. It's not really a brace. It's a traction device, so it pushes your head up against your shoulders.
Why don't you wear it here anymore? That was hilarious.
I mean,
doesn't have like a pump where you can like.
yeah, you pump it up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I see you.
All right, that's it. There it is. That's it. That's it. Now, before I discuss what I thought about that, let me just say, there's no reason for anyone from that Reddit group to be mad at me, dude. Like, I'm smart. I like Unique. Okay, I offered Unique help when I saw that he was sleeping on the jet. Super chat. Hey, Unique, dude, do you need help? Are you like? I know we fuck with each other. I'm just joking, obviously. Like, it's playful. Like, when me and Unique fuck with each other, it's playful. I'm joking. I know it'll drive people to his channel. He drives people to my channel. It's a joke. We're joking, you guys. You look like you need help, dude. Are you all right? Listen to me here, Jesse on fire. I was pretending to be inebriated and on drugs. I was not actually on drugs. That's my Schaub face. I was doing a Schaub face, and you didn't even realize that it was a bit I was doing because I stayed like a method actor for 3 hours. That's my Schaub heroin face, and my fans love it. Every time I do it, they're like, do the Schaub heroin face. And when I drool all over the place, they're like, wow, he's really committed to this role. He's very, very committed. Sometimes I even like walk around like I'm on ball bearings to really sell it that I'm on heroin. So that's when I knew he was fine, you know? Anywho, so yeah, if Unique ain't mad, then there's no reason for you to be mad. But I will say, you know, looking at that video, one thing that stuck out to me was the part when Chin said, yeah, my neck injury was not from that incident. That was just something that jumped off the page to me, you know? Here's the headshot. Let me just make this clear also. I'm not saying you have to love Schaub. Forget about the Reddit group people. To like everyone else, like, dude, you don't have to love Schaub. I'm pointing out something else, which is that they're serious. Like, this isn't like a joke. They're serious. They thought that incident shows that Schaub is a bad person, like is like an evil actor. Like this is their example of Schaub demonstrating terrible character. That thing that you just watched. So him playing around in the office with a guy who was completely fine, like clearly totally fine. And you can notice it got cut off right at the very, like, boom, boom, boom. He looks happy. I wonder why it got cut off right there. I wonder if after that, Chin looks completely fine and is playing around and he's clearly not injured, because you could tell already he was not injured. They should have cut it off earlier, you know, like right when he let go of the guillotine. It would have been, you know, better sale. But again, you follow it up, and this is all in the Reddit thread with, yeah, I mean, maybe that might have contributed a little bit, but it's not what it was from. It's from blah, blah, you know, like Chin literally says, my neck is not injured because of you. So I'm just saying, I watched this with Trump for 4 years, man. Okay. You think I don't know how well you guys know me. I didn't vote for fucking Trump in 2016. I couldn't even fathom how that could have happened. Now, I will say woke stuff, not really on my radar back then. A little more on my radar now. But 2016, I couldn't even wrap my brain around it. I was like, what is happening? But then, you know, like as an objective person who would, like, as an example, someone like, yeah, this is what he did to his staff, and I would actually go watch it. I went and, you know, like, I'm like, he's the president. I'll watch what he has to say. You know, I'm not just going to consume my Trump media solely through MSNBC, where they're like, look at this 7-foot white supremacist shit bag. Fuck him. Fuck him. Fuck him. You're all, what did he do? They're all, he hosted Ohio State after they won the national championship. Can you fucking believe the audacity of that guy? You're all, doesn't the president always do that? You would say that, fucking white supremacist sympathizer. You're all, what? I mean, I'm not like commenting on his character. I'm just saying, like, the example you're giving, what? And then you start to notice, like, oh, no matter what he does, they're going to do this. Like, no matter what he does, they're going to do this. And then so you're like, maybe I should take a harder look at it. Is this guy getting a bad rap? I'm just saying, like, maybe take a look at the things you think are your Schaub headshots and ask yourself, like, because here's the thing. If you're in that Reddit thread and you're telling me that appears to be a headshot to you, tell me you've never fought without telling me you've never fought. Tell me you've never been on a football team without telling me you've never been on a football. Tell me you've never been in a fraternity without ever telling me you haven't been in a fraternity. Like, this is, to anybody who's in a frat, ever played football, ever been, trained at a gym, anything, are going to look at this and just be like, wait, are you guys fucking serious? That's him beating up his staff? That's him injuring his staff? What the fuck are you talking about? And I will challenge you to look in the comments to validate that. But I guarantee you, and on the other side, look, they're going to be serious. They're going to be on it on that. Anyway, so yeah, thought experiment. Let's see how it turns out. So now beyond that, let's talk about this Jon Jones thing, okay? Because Jon Jones being the biggest draw in the UFC is an interesting idea, because again, I saw two polls that it was like, who's the biggest draw in the UFC besides Conor? And it was like Masvidal, Jon Jones, this guy. And it was Jon Jones over Masvidal, over like Dustin Poirier, over Colby, whatever. And I'm like, Jon Jones a bigger draw. I mean, you know what? Actually, like, as I'm saying this, it might be right, actually. Because here's the thing, like at first glance, I'm like, why on earth would that be the case? He guys even fought in 2 years. That said, Jon Jones comes back at heavyweight, he probably will be the biggest draw. Damn, it's probably right, actually. You see, I told you guys, I change my mind all the time. I was coming on here to say it's nonsense that he's a bigger draw than Masvidal. But in hindsight, Jon Jones comes back at heavyweight, I bet you that he sells just like Masvidal. Depending on, it obviously depends on who they fight. If Masvidal is to fight, Dustin Poirier or something, obviously they're not going to fight their friends, but like someone else who's like a big name, Nate Diaz, that would probably be hard for Jon Jones to catch. But Jon Jones is going to be fighting by himself because he's not fighting Francis. And there's really no one else at the heavyweight division that can draw. So it would be like Jon Jones by himself versus... Dude, they might be right, actually. He might be the biggest draw. That's crazy. I don't know. I don't even have anything to add to that. I think that is the case with Jon coming back at heavyweight. And if he has a lackluster performance, the hype will go away. Like, that's the thing about guys moving weight classes, especially if a guy hasn't lost, especially if he's on a win streak and he moves weight classes. That's always a big event, dude. It's just another reason to be really curious and excited about the fight. Like, or Conor, he's on a losing streak. If he goes to 170, dude, but and fights like a real 170, like that's going to do serious numbers, much more than if he just fights a whoever at 55. You know what I mean? But yeah, look, here's what I'll say about all of it. I just want Jon Jones to come back. I want to see him fight at heavyweight. I think that him waiting this long, I don't really know. Like, it is possible, the same guy, actually, again, I told you, I respect this guy's opinion immensely. The same guy who's the one who sent me this Schaub stuff, suggested that maybe Jon Jones is suspended, that it's a 2-year suspension because USADA does not have to announce him anymore. And I was like, damn, like that. Again, like, if some willy-nilly person threw that out at me, I'd be like, I don't know. This is a dude who knows his shit, man. Which is why I'm so surprised by his opinion on that fucking Schaub thing, dude. I was like, the only way that could be the case is if you got like, Schaub derangement syndrome, dude. Like, he's joking around, and the guy said he didn't injure him. But on the Jones thing, he's like 2-year suspension is totally plausible, dude. Because otherwise, you're like, what the fuck's he doing? Like, he can't just sit out for 2 years right in the dead. Like, part of it could be that he was on juice before and then he came off, but he didn't look that good in his last 2 fights. He didn't look terrible or anything. He beat good opponents, but he didn't look dominant, And so now he's going up to heavyweight and he's waiting another 2 years. Like, again, I think his game is going to switch more towards power now at heavyweight. Like, if he's a high fight IQ guy who understands as you get older, you need to kind of switch your game up. I would say Jon should focus more on like devastating shots versus volume like he normally does, and kind of, anyway, we'll see. I'm very excited to see. I'm supposed to go out to Jackson Wink, although I guess he's not there anymore, to get adjusted by Dr. Bo Hightower. However, dude, flights are ludicrous. Me and Gabrielle were going to fly out there for June 4th. We were looking at flights. They were $2,000. $2,000. I can't justify $2,000 for a fucking adjustment, man. I love Dr. Bo and I want to go see him, but $2,000? Jesus. We're flying to Portland next. Just don't ask, dude. Before you even say like you're going to Portland, just don't ask. It's a family reunion thing. Well, that's not true. $3,500 to Portland or $5,000 to the airport that's actually closer to where we're going. $3,500 for 5 people to fly to Portland, or $5,000 to go to the one that's, and it's still a 40-minute drive from there. Who plans this shit? Anyway, so let's talk real quick about Ryan Garcia and Canelo Alvarez fucking up, dude. Let's talk about them fucking up, dude. Because they did. They fucked up. Well, Canelo, I found out, went vegan. I had no idea, dude. I watched the fight and I was like, oh, I guess he just kept moving up until he found some resistance and he lost to someone, because he kept going up weight classes. He finally faced a real guy and he lost. Like, cool. And then I found out he went vegan. And you're like, oh, dude. Like, that's not good for athletes. There's a bunch of dumb misinformation out there that'll tell you like, oh yeah, vegans are like, just ask Sean O'Malley. O'Malley was a vegan. And then he started eating meat. And he's like, oh my God, he said he could tell a difference instantly. Like, you're a high performance athlete, dude. Of course you need to eat meat. Like, you don't need to eat like eat just chicken eat chicken, clean meat or fish or whatever. You need animal protein. They're like, oh yeah, you can get just as much protein from broccoli or from asparagus. It's a plant. I mean, like, this is not common. This is not rocket science, dude. You're trying to build muscle, fast twitch muscle. So you go eat the muscles of another animal. Like, what the fuck? This is like fucking super. Okay. Your body is a machine. It is built out of building blocks. Okay. So if you want to build to the building blocks that you're trying to build to, then go eat the building blocks of an animal that are the same. Let's go eat a plant. Are you trying to be a fucking plant? Or are you trying to be a finely tuned athlete with finely tuned muscles? Well, there's a study that says bloop, 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 bleep, bloop, bloop. A study that says what? A study that says bloop, bloop, bloop. Does it contradict the common sense shit that I just threw out there? You're trying to build muscle, so go eat muscles. Oh, you want to build tendons? Go eat some pho and eat some fucking tendons. Like, well, listen, that's not a very scientific method. Right. But do you think I'm wrong? Does that sound to you does that strike you as a thing that's going to be wrong? Anyway, and then Ryan Garcia did I saw a thing today. He's very insecure about his tattoos because a fan made fun of his tattoos. I'm like, dude, your tattoos look sick. And even if they didn't, who gives a fuck what some greasy little fan says? You're a superstar. I think your tattoos suck. Oh, yeah? Well, the only reason I know you exist on Earth is because you just talk shit to me. And I'll go back to forgetting you exist 1 second from now. And so will everyone else. Fuck you, little hater bitch. That would not be a good answer. Because then people will, like, that's the kind of thing people will snap a video of and be all, look at this arrogant piece of shit. Look at this arrogant piece of shit. You're all, dude, he said that his tattoos suck. Like, he talks shit to him about a permanent thing on his body that's new. He's like, hey, you just defaced yourself and you look like shit. You look like shit, Ryan Garcia. You can never get that off now, motherfucker. Woohoo! What kind of fucking idiot would have made such a pretty body look so stupid and you can't get rid of it? You're permanently disfigured, Ryan Garcia. You're a piece of shit. He's all, oh yeah? Fuck you. They're all, oh my God. Did you see how Ryan Garcia treated that fan? Did you fucking see that? Did you see how Ryan treated that fan? He is an arrogant shitbag. You're all, the guy said he's permanently disfigured. He's a celebrity, dude. It comes with the territory. Oh, really? Because I thought he was a professional boxer. I don't think he signed up to be a celebrity. I think he signed up to be a professional boxer. He seems pretty cordial. Someone tells him he's permanently disfigured. He tells the guy to go fuck himself. I think we could just forget about the fan versus professional athlete thing and just go like, oh, a human told another human that his tattoos look like shit and he's permanently disfigured. And that other human said, hey, go fuck yourself. Sounds like a pretty ooh, who's the instigator there? Well, it's Ryan Garcia. You're a fucking idiot. That's the other thing. Like, so look, when it comes, because I heard this thing about Schaub too, they're all, well, look, there's a video of him snubbing a fan. Okay. Here, this is a concept that is very hard for people, okay? People who have a public profile are also human beings. And so the way that you feel in your life, they feel in their life. And so as an example, when it comes to like snubbing fans, okay, if you hear that a particular very famous celebrity is notorious for snubbing fans and being a huge prick, okay, then you could be, I heard that guy's a fucking asshole, Or like as an example, in the case of Pete Sampras, shitty tipper, okay? The only way you would know that is because so many people were like, Pete Sampras fucking basically stiffed me, gave me $1. I just read in Forbes he made $50 million that year. He gave me $1 to get his car. Okay, shitty tipper, asshole. Notorious repeat offender. Okay, one video of a famous guy either not seeing someone or being like, I'm sorry, I can't do that right now. Look at that shit bag. Come on, okay? Come on. They're people, okay? I'll just play this out for you, okay? Person walking through the hotel, right? On the phone with his wife, okay? I saw what you did, you fucking shitbag. Fuck you, dude. You left your stuff here. I went through it and I found, you know what? This is a bad example, actually. I talked to your fucking dad, okay? I told you I don't want him coming here. Do you understand? I don't want your fucking dad coming here. He makes me uncomfortable. Okay, I know he hasn't drank in 10 years, but 11 years ago, he scared the fucking children. Okay, they still talk about that to this day. I don't want your father here. Okay, babe, he is trying his best. Okay, he wants to be a part of the kids' lives. I don't give a shit what he fucking wants. Okay, he scared my children. I told you I would never let him in the house. I'm never letting him in the fucking house. And if you got a problem with that, you could stay the fuck out of the house. Okay, deal with it. He's your fucking dad. Bye. Click. The fuck? Excuse me, sir. Can I take a picture with you? No, I'm sorry, you can't. What a piece of shit. Did you see him snub that fucking fan? What a piece of shit. Or you might have caught him at a bad moment, you know? It's possible. Goes into his bank account. Jesus, my wife spent 20 fucking grand on blah, blah, blah. What the fuck, man? Calling the wife. Excuse me, sir, can I get a picture? Not right now. What is wrong with him? It's a human dealing with human problems sometimes. Just saying. Or even like Justin Timberlake, who snubbed Dana White's kid, and Dana White was like, fuck Justin Timberlake. Timberlake was like, wait, what? Yeah, he made that better. And then Dana and them are best friends now. What was the last thing I was going to say? Oh, yeah. I saved the best for last. If you made it this far, then you must like my shit. So I'm going to say a thing. I'm going to say a thing that, you know, might make some people really ruffle their feathers. I want to talk about people's support of Ukraine, you know? And I'm not saying like whether you support or don't. I'm talking about the Ukraine is my profile picture. It's a perfect example of groupthink, which we were talking about earlier, right? Groupthink. And you want to know how I know? Because all you'd have to do is use some kind of widespread algorithm and see how many people who have the Ukraine flag in their profile also have their pronouns listed, and go, what's the connection there? Like, what's the connection between making the fight in an Eastern European country that you couldn't pick out on a fucking map? Like, how is that associated with people who are so overly sensitive about, you know, the gender stuff that they'll put their fucking pronouns in their bio when everyone can see you're a dude, everyone can see you're a girl. You don't need your pronouns there, dude. Okay, you're a biological dude. Everyone knows what you are, dude. There's no reason for them to be there, dude. There's none, except to be like, I'm an ally. And as such, Ukraine. Now, let me break this down for you guys. I know this is going to shatter your little fucking brains. So why do you think you care so much about Ukraine? Person that has Ukraine as your bio picture. Why? Why do you think that is? Because have you seen the struggle that they are dealing with? The bombs, the murder. Can you imagine your country being invaded? Families being killed in front of you? Putin is a monster. A monster. Okay. Right. I mean, right. That's what you think. Like, that's what you think is driving this, right? That's what you think. Now, why do you think that? What do you mean? Why do you think that this is so important to you? Because of what I just said. Right. But why is that top of mind for you? I don't understand the question. Well, I mean, like, people get bombed and killed in countries all over the place all the time. Now, you are Mr. fucking, you know, equity, right? So what, you just don't care about people in the Middle East that have this happen to them because they're not white, or what? What the fuck did you say? I said pronoun guy, obsessed with race. Why don't you care about it in Syria? Like, why does it, or Libya, or any of these countries that have this shit going on forever? Why does that not bother you? I do care about that. You couldn't pick fucking Syria out on a map either. Not the flag in your bio. Why do you think that is? Is it because you're racist? Of course I'm not racist. I agree. It's not because you're racist. That's correct. It's because we just passed a $40 billion spending bill, right? To give money to Ukraine, right? Well, what do you think they're going to do with that money, you guys? Like the $40 billion, where's that money going? Answer, it's going to be spent on weapons, already predetermined. So call it 30, let's just say 30 billion of it pre-committed. It's probably more than that. 30 billion is going to be spent on weapons. Now, where do you think they're going to buy those weapons from, you guys? Who do you think? Oh, right, Lockheed, Raytheon, Booz Hamilton, right? Like, American defense contract or defense companies. So basically what we just did, just so you understand, is the federal government passed legislation where we printed $40 billion out of thin air. We printed 80% of the dollars that have ever been printed in human history since Joe Biden became president. Just try to wrap your brain around that for a second and then wonder, oh my God, inflation's out of control. Damn, almost like they're doing it on purpose. Almost. And then, I'm not even going to get into people predicting specific pandemics that all of a sudden just hit 17 countries all at once over the span of 72 hours right now. Jeez, who predicted that again? Weird. And gosh, did he predict the last one too? Weird. Almost like there's a coordinated thing going on to collapse the global economy so they can bring in a global crypto on a blockchain so they can control every single transaction that happens between humans globally. Almost something like that. Would be what a conspiracy theorist would say. That's crazy. But yeah, so essentially what we did is we printed $40 billion and then we just went like this. And here's your 10 billion, and here's your 10 billion, here's your 10 billion. Wait, who are they? Oh, they are American businesses with CEOs that allocate hundreds of millions of dollars a year to lobby Washington. And so basically what they did is they just took your tax dollars and then gave them to themselves, right? And so then you start thinking like, wait, but what was the pretext? What was the context or pretext for this? The war in Ukraine. Oh, and so your support, you putting it in your bio, you're just a tool of these people to justify printing $40 billion of our money and giving it to themselves. And you know why they used you? Because you guys are the stupidest motherfuckers in the country and you believe anything that they say. You're the most impressionable. You're fucking idiots. You guys are the morons. And so if you have Ukraine in your bio, okay, you're a moron. And what you're actually flagging to the world, if you actually do that and people see, you know what you're actually saying? I am one of the idiot brainwashed people. I am a fucking moron. Like I am an actual fucking moron that can't see the world for what it is. They just printed $40 billion and gave it to themselves. Okay. That's what just happened. And you supported it because you're a brainwashed drone. You don't care about Syria, do you? Why not? Oh, because we're not going to give them weapons. There's no money to be made there. You fucking idiot. So that's why you have the Ukraine flag in your bio. And if that makes you mad, you can unsubscribe because I'm going to win without you. Pussy. Anyway, that's what I got. Peace.